Hi, I'm Rachel and I'm from Cairns in Queensland, Northern Australia, home of the Great Barrier Reef. I'm doing an internship at my local paper, the Beach Times Australia. My boss has asked me to write an article about two missing tourists who wanted to visit the Great Barrier Reef. Nobody has seen them for 2 days. What has happened to them? This is a big story and I have to write a good report. Can you help me? Get a pen and a paper. Get ready to answer some questions later in the video. Listen carefully to all the details. Okay, let's go. Two young British tourists, Vicky and Tom, arrived in Australia on Monday. They were staying at the Ocean Beach Hotel. Let's talk to the hotel manager. I saw Vicky and Tom at about 10:30 on Tuesday morning when they left the hotel. They wanted to go swimming in the ocean. I told them that the beach near the hotel is not good for swimming. The water is very shallow here, but the ocean here is great for surfing. And if you travel along the coast to the Great Barrier Reef, you can go snorkeling or diving there. Our hotel organizes all kinds of activities for very good prices. So now we know that Vicky left the hotel at... What time did they leave the hotel? At 10 a.m. on Wednesday? At 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday? Or at 10 p.m. on Tuesday? That's right, it was at 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday. Let's talk to that surfer. Excuse me, can I ask you some questions about the missing tourists? They wanted to go swimming on Tuesday morning. Did you see them? Yes, I did. I spoke to them. They saw me surfing and they said they wanted to do water sports here. They asked me if I could recommend a company which offers different kinds of water sports. And where did you tell them to go? I've got a buddy who runs a water sports company. His name's Rick. His shop is in Market Street next to the Italian restaurant. Let's go and visit the shop. The manager is called Rick and the company is... Oh, I've forgotten. Where's the company? Is it in Market Street next to the Italian restaurant? Next to the Italian market? Or near the shopping center? Now I remember. It's on Market Street next to the Italian restaurant. Let's go there. Hi, can I ask you some questions about the missing tourists? Yeah, no worries. I remember them. They came into the shop on Tuesday afternoon at about 2 p.m. They wanted to do some water sports. I recommended snorkeling. The water has the amazing azure blue color and you can see some really beautiful fish just below the surface of the ocean. Tourists love that. So the tourists went snorkeling. Did they hire any snorkels from you? No, actually they didn't. They told me they didn't have much money. They're students. They only had enough money to do one kind of sport. So I told them to go diving. I'm the tour guide. I take you out to the Great Barrier Reef and there you can go diving. The water is very deep and you can see lots of sea animals under the reef, the fish, and the colorful coral on the reef. I see. Let me just write that down. So the tourists came in here at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. They wanted to do water sports. They could only do one kind of sport. Which sport did they choose? Snorkeling, surfing, or diving? Ah, yes, it was diving. So they decided to go diving. What time was their diving trip? When did the boat leave? Wait a minute, I'll just check my list. Ah, yes, Vicky and Tom. They wanted to do our 3-hour diving trip. Look, that includes a trip to the Great Barrier Reef, a diving lesson, and the equipment you need for diving. A diving mask, flippers, wetsuits, and an oxygen tank for breathing. The meeting place was at 4 p.m. next to the ice cream shop on the beach. Okay, Which trip did Vicky and Tom want to do? A 4-hour boat trip starting at 3 p.m.? A 3-hour diving trip starting at 4 p.m.? Or a 3-hour snorkeling trip starting at 4 p.m.? That's right. It was the 3-hour diving trip starting at 4 p.m. So Vicky and Tom returned at 7 p.m. and returned the diving equipment to the shop? Yes, that's... Wait a minute. Let me look at the list for that trip. There isn't a tick next to their name, which means they haven't returned the diving equipment yet. But they did the trip on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Wait a second. 8 people went on the trip, but only 6 people came back. That is strange. I always check the area around the reef to make sure nobody's missing. Oh no, maybe they went missing on my trip. The current near the reef is sometimes very strong. Maybe the current was too strong for them and they couldn't get back to the boat. I'm going to call the Coast Guard. They can search for Vicky and Tom in their rescue boat. So, now my newspaper article is finished and the story has a happy end. The Coast Guard found Vicky and Tom 2 hours ago floating in the sea in their wetsuits and flippers. The strong current had taken them far away from the reef. They rescued them in their boat. The tourists were very tired, hungry, and thirsty, but okay. My story is on the first page of the newspaper, and Tom and Vicky are safe. That's great news. Thanks for your help, guys.